Hey guys, good morning. Good morning. It's Alan with WL Madden, and we are at my house today, not at the office. And I wanted to touch base with you guys today and talk a little bit about what happened this week. We had some really good progress with a bunch of agents that sent in leads and actually called in with live transfers, as I talked about on Wednesday. So we actually had two closed deals from, I think it was Anita and from Larry on some merchant accounts, which was great. So I wanted to talk about how that was done so we could kind of go over the simplicity of the program like we talked about on Wednesday and how to keep it real simple. And I know a lot of you guys were asking about Wendy's program, so we are putting together some more information for Wendy's program. So let me wait till we get some more people on here. And good morning, Jess, and good morning, Dave. So we'll wait for a couple more people to get on here. Jess, did you get a link yesterday, this morning, or did you just know to come on? I'm making sure the links went out yesterday because I'm curious to see if we have all the links going out. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure if we got links sent out. No link yesterday? Okay. So looks like it's probably going to be a limited amount of people that come on today because the links, I don't think the link went out yesterday for some reason. We have an automated system that's supposed to send out the link, but we're also supposed to check it. So okay, so we didn't get the links to go out. So either way, what we're going to do today is we're going to go over the loans. We actually have a lot of questions being asked about the loans. So hello, good morning. So yeah, it looks like the link didn't go out for some reason on the automated system. So I apologize about that, but hopefully people can go back and watch this webinar. But what I wanted to talk about today is, first of all, the simplicity of what happened on these calls. We had a couple people that sent in live transfers from businesses, and they both closed. Both the deals closed like instantly. It was really easy because the business owners wanted to save money on their processing. So Marcus had gotten on with one, and I did with one with Larry, and then they were real simple. It took about 20 minutes after we talked to the business owner, got them, to understand what the cash discount program was, and got a voided check, got their driver's license, filled out the application, and then all we have to do now is get the equipment out to them, have them plug it in, have them start processing, and that's the end of that. And that's how simple this process can be. And then we'll talk to them about a website and a mobile application or other things. Once we get their equipment in, then we earn a little bit of trust with them, and they like the processing. Then we can go on to sell more services to these people. And that's really how simple this is. It's not a very difficult process. We also had a business loan close a while ago too. That was fairly simple as well. And that person is also looking for a website now. So with that being said, I did want to talk a little bit today about business loans. Even though we do have a training on it, I wanted to go over exactly how the business loans work and what we do for funding. We actually have a little, flyer that we're going to put together for simply just for funding and business loans so they can be dropped off. That way there's not too much information on any of the flyers as well. So we have a flyer being made for Wendy's program, and we have a flyer being made for business loans and for processing solutions. And on the processing, I just want you to keep up on the processing. The lady that owns the soap shop, I go to the system she now has. She just got it. She says she's locked into a contract for 1 year. Okay. So yeah, we're going to talk about that too. So there's different lists. So let's talk about processing and a little bit about processing today and a little bit about loans. Okay. On processing solutions, when they say that they're locked into a contract or an agreement, that's because they might have a lease on their equipment. So if there's a lease on their equipment, we can get them out of their lease. We can show them how to get them out of their lease. And we can also reprogram the equipment they already have. So even though she says she's locked into a lease, we can get her out of the lease, all right? But we don't need to go into that at first. What we need to know is hey, well, how much are you paying for your processing? So to see if it's worthwhile. So typically, if somebody's paying over $5,000 a month, if they're processing over $5,000 a month, hey David, if they're processing over $5,000 a month on their processing, it's an account that is worthwhile for us to go over, and that means that they're paying at least 250 dollars on a monthly basis. Now, the bigger accounts at 10, 20, 30,000, those are the ones that are going to make you guys a lot more money, a couple $100 a month each. And the very small ones that are at 5,000 are probably going to make you, 50 to $100 a month, depending on, the circumstance. But it sounds like on the smaller accounts, when they have a lease, the way that leases work is that somebody goes in there and says, hey, we can save you money on your processing and get you new equipment. And they have them sign a monthly lease for anywhere for between $20 a month and $100 a month. So that's what they're locked into as far as a contract. As far as their processing goes, they're never locked into a contract on their processing. They can switch their processing solution anytime they want. A lot of business owners might not know that. Okay, so that when they hear that they're locked into a contract, processors will tell them that to make them think that they are in fact locked in. So on their lease, there's two options for them. If their lease is almost up, we're going to send them, depending on the situation, either new equipment or give them a new lease or have them pay for equipment. It depends what they need. A lot of times, we're just going to give them the equipment so we can make the monthly revenue. So if we're making a few $100s a month on the account, it's well worth us to send them free equipment. So even though they're paying the lease on the other equipment, it doesn't matter. If they want to save money on their processing, Jess, then you just simply say, okay, well, how much longer is your lease? A year? Okay. Well, here's the thing. Companies that sign you up with a lease, that the reason they do that is they want to make money on that lease. They get paid up front on that lease. What we can do for you, we can get you right out of that lease, and we can get you free equipment, and we can lower your rates to 0%. Then you tell them, why would we want to do that? Well, yes, we make money on a monthly basis, but we're here to help business owners that are getting involved with situations like the one that you just got involved with. So the sales rep made a few $1,000s up front on your, or a few $100s up front on your equipment. That's why he had you sign a year lease or whatever the case might be. And these other companies don't offer holistic solutions. All they care about is just getting you involved with that one solution they have, which is processing. And now you're led to believe that you're stuck in a lease for a year, when in fact, we can very easily get you out of that lease. What we can do is get you on the phone with an agent and explain the program to you. But the cash discount program is sweeping across the nation. It's going to allow you to eliminate your processing fees and get them all the way down to $45 a month. And then we'll be able to send you out free equipment 9 times out of 10, or we can reprogram what you have. And if it's a lease, we're typically going to want to get them out of that lease, or they can continue paying that lease. We can reprogram the equipment they have, and then they can just lower their rates to 0%. So, and these are very common objections, by the way. This is exactly what you're going to deal with on processing. It's exactly what I dealt with on Larry's deal, which was I still have a lease on the equipment. I'm with Wells Fargo. And I said, well, that's fine, but let's talk about this. Are you interested in saving money on your monthly processing? If so, if you are, then we can either get you brand new equipment and we won't charge you for it, or we can reprogram the equipment you have and you can continue paying the lease on that equipment. But if you don't want to pay that lease anymore and you want new equipment, then we can show you how to get out of that lease, and we can even help you do it. And the way that we do that, it's a simple letter that we write to the Attorney General or the Corporation Commission of that state that gets them out of that lease. It's really easy to get them out of the lease, and Matt will even write the letter for them to get them out of the current lease that they're in. So no matter what the objection is, we have ways to overcome it. If they're paying on and they're stuck in some type of monthly situation, we can get them out of that monthly situation, eliminate their fees, and then get them new equipment. So again, as long as they're processing over $5,000, we have the option of, giving them free equipment. So for you guys, we want you to know we would rather get you an account where you don't make anything up front because we didn't do a lease on the equipment or we didn't sell them a piece of equipment up front, but you have that monthly money coming in every month now because we took over their agreement, right? So that's what's most important, is that monthly money and building up that residual portfolio. So all you want to do in those situations is, once again, ask them, okay, that's fine that you're in a lease, but if I could get you out of that lease, and regardless of the lease, if you could keep the equipment you have, because your year contract is only on the actual equipment. As far as your processing, we can reprogram your equipment and get you out of that situation and see. And what I do is I go, oh man, I hate those companies like that. I can't believe it. So it sounds like you had a rep come out to you and he told you were stuck with them for a year and he was going to get you all these great rates. Well, that's why companies like us exist, is we do everything start to finish for small businesses. We help you with your processing, your business loans, your website, putting you on the first page of Google. And we have so many services that we're not going to mislead you on any of our services, because we want you to be happy with us so you continue to use us. So because of that, what we do is we're going to give you the bottom line truth about how all this stuff works. And the truth is, the rep made a bunch of money up front by having you sign a lease on your equipment, but you don't need to stay in that lease. We can help you to get out of that lease. We can eliminate your fees with the cash discount program, or we can reprogram the equipment that you have and simply get rid of those fees. It's the monthly fees that are killing you. So if you're processing $10,000 a month, you're probably paying $500, $600, $700 a month. Wouldn't you like to eliminate that monthly? That's money right in your pocket. So if we can put that money in your pocket, and what our company likes to do is show you how to use some of that money so you can actually get more customers in the door. Our main focus is on helping you grow as a business. All this processing stuff and all that, we're not trying to, make a killing on that. What we want to do is get you set up with the solution that best fits you. A lot of these other, companies, they really have no interest, nor do they know what works best for you, because they're not a consulting company. So that's why you tell them, that's why we work with consultants, because they actually know what's best for each solution. And I can get you on the phone real quick with a specialist just to explain your options for you. You might want to keep that equipment. I don't know. It's going to be up to you, but the specialist will definitely tell you how to eliminate your fees. And we do this all the time for people. And we can also show you, some other options for your business. It's a free consultation. So that's the way that you would want to approach that, is just keep it real simple and let them know that they don't have to continue to pay those monthly fees. And if they're stuck in a contract, the contract is only on the equipment. It's a lease, and they do not have to stay in that contract. But you don't want to get into that first. What you want to do is say, okay, well, I understand that you're in a contract, but that's only in your equipment. As far as your rates that you're paying every month, you're not stuck in that. You can switch over your processing anytime, and we can eliminate your fees, and we can get them down to $45 a month, and you can keep the equipment you have, and we can simply reprogram it for you. So let me get you on the phone with someone real quick, and they can kind of go into the details about it. It's a real simple, all we need to do. So just so you guys know, all we need from them is a voided check and their actual license, a picture of it. So you guys could even take a picture with your cell phone, because the situation yesterday with Larry was that the lady was older, and even her daughter didn't have access to email. So all we did was have him take a picture of the voided check, and then a picture of the license, and then get the EIN number and your social security number. Then we'll fill out the actual application for them. We'll shoot it back to them, and then have, the agent or you guys, if they don't have email for some reason, just give it to them. We mail them the equipment, we plug it in, and then we just start, we reprocess right from their hard line. So we can do this with anybody. It's real simple for us to do. We can get the applications filled out. We'll go the extra mile to help you guys, and it's real simple to do. The biggest thing that you want to do on processing is ask them, would you like to eliminate those monthly fees that you're paying? Okay. So she owns 2 stores. Great. So she just signed into a 1 year. So she probably has 2 leases on 2 pieces of equipment. We can get her right out of those. And if she owns 2 stores, she's probably processing quite a bit. The challenge, I'm going to tell you right now, is that people don't like when they just switched over to switch over again. And that is going to be a challenge, Jess. But it's all going to be about approaching it very delicately and say, listen, I actually talked to our processor, the actual bank. I talked directly to them, and just to let you know, we're not third party, so we don't really worry too much about making money on your equipment. A lot of the third party companies, that's how they make their money, and their rates also, unfortunately, are really high. What we do is we're just going to give you free equipment, or we're going to reprogram that equipment that you already have and eliminate your fees. And so that's what it's as simple as that, is we just want to get rid of those monthly fees. That's the problem with this whole thing. I don't know how much your lease is. Jess, if she has two pieces of equipment, she's probably in like a $60 or $120 monthly lease or something like that on the equipment. We can completely get rid of that as well. But if you go into the place and start telling her all about how we do that, it's going to take away from the main fact, which is, look, you have two stores. I don't know how much you're processing in two stores, but I would imagine it's over, $5,000 or $10,000. So if you're processing at $10,000, just so you guys have some average numbers, at $5,000, they're paying a minimum of $200 a month in processing. At $10,000, you're at about $400 to $500 a month in processing fees. That's what we want to help you eliminate. Now, we can give you free equipment, or if they do have those POS systems that we talked about that you see on our website, that's going to be those Clover units. Keep in mind, they really like those units. So on those units, they want to keep them. That's perfectly fine. We can reprogram your Clover equipment for you. As a matter of fact, we're the only company in the country that can reprogram your Clover equipment and actually get you set up with the cash discount program. Now, if they say that they've heard of the cash discount program before and they don't like it, or they don't think it's going to be a good fit, say that's fine too. We can still give you the best rate because we have pass-through with Visa and MasterCard. So all we need is your monthly statement. We're going to do an analysis for you and show you how much money we can save you on a monthly basis. That way we can give you a realistic number and still reprogram your equipment. Even if it saves you a couple $100 a month, isn't that worthwhile? And on average, we're always going to be able to save the business owner money, but you guys make much more money on a cash discount program. So do we, obviously. And that's why, and the business owner saves much more money. So the cash discount program is a way for all of us to make more money on a monthly basis, and the business owner to completely eliminate those fees. And it's fairly simple to go over with the business owner. They can even try it out for a couple months, and if they want to go back to traditional processing, we can definitely do that. So on business loans, okay, we now do business loans of any amount. It doesn't matter, anywhere in between. It doesn't matter what it is. So on business loans, we do anything from a couple $100,000 or $20,000 all the way up to millions of dollars. It doesn't matter how small or how big the deal is. The only thing, the requirements on business loans you guys have to know is that the company's been in business for at least 3 months, and that they do at least $10,000 a month or very close to that on a monthly basis. As long as those two requirements are met, then we can help them out. Now, those are on cash advances or business loans for business owners, for small to medium-sized businesses. On the larger deals, which we have quite a few of those in the works, those larger deals, we can get millions of dollars for people for pretty much anything, as long as they have a way to pay that back. So you just want to keep your ears out, or you want to do marketing on LinkedIn for project funding. That's project funding is what it's called. It's when people have a big project like Bob, who's got an oil company. He wants to get his oil, on his land. He wants to start drilling it. That's a project. He needs all kinds of equipment. He needs this, that, and the other thing. It's going to be, $65 million. He's got all his paperwork of what he needs the money for. We send that summary into the bank, and then we can get those deals funded. And there's huge commissions in that. What we do and what we want to stay away from is, people wanting loans for businesses that they're just starting, that they have no way to pay the money back, because we can't get a loan if somebody really doesn't have a way to pay it back. If there isn't monthly money coming back into the business, then there's no way for them. There's no lender in the world who's going to say, "Oh, you have a great idea. I think we'll take a chance." That would be an investor. So investors, we don't have investors. We don't have people that are just going to give people money because they have a great idea. No matter how great the idea is, I wish that it worked that way, but we don't have any situations like that right now. We are working on something in the future to where we have a pool of investors that can look at different projects. But the truth is, it's very hard to get any deals like that looked at because people don't have any way of paying the money back. They just have an idea, and it's very difficult to find people that are going to put money up for just an idea when there's not money already coming into the business. So that's the way that the loans work. And same thing on those loans is on the loans, all we need is, just their bank statement to see what's coming into their account. All right. We need 3 months of bank statements, and we need an application filled out. So that's all we're going to get from them when you tell them, "Hey, let me get you hooked up with someone in our department, our loan department." We work through over 32 different lenders. We have a multitude of banks that we send these deals to. And what we do is we already know, our departments already know, depending on the type of business that you have, which banks are going to work best with you and which banks are going to give you the best rates. As soon as they start asking questions about the rates, you just want to let them know every situation is different, and that's going to all be dependent on your credit, how long you've been in business, how much money have coming in every month, what you need the money for. There's a lot of different things that come into play. So our job is to find you the best rate from all the different lenders that we work with, and we work with a multitude of lenders, so we know that we can get you the best deal, and we also know where to send it to. So why don't I just get you on the phone with one of our consultants just to get some information from you, so that way we can get that information from you and get you on the phone with the person who can help you, and then we're going to get them to fill out the application, and we're going to get them over to the right bank to get them funded. And those deals, they get money real quick. You already know that you can take them right to the website as well, right on your website. It doesn't matter if they go through your portal specifically or just go to WLMadden.com, as long as you put the lead into the website, and then you tell them to go to WLMadden.com and go to funding, show them where it is, say just fill that information out right there. You'll be approved in as little as 3 minutes once you fill that information out, and then you can have the money in your account literally the next business day. So if it's a Monday, you can have the money in your account tomorrow. It tells you how much you're going to be approved for, and it tells you the rates right there. But it gathers the rates from the information that you put in. So I'm not sure what your rates are going to be, but you can find out by simply going to the website, and you can tell them right there. Do you have a computer around? Just go to our website right there and go to funding. Press on the button that says, that just walk them through the website and show them where to press. It's real simple. You go to read more on funding. Then when they click on that little red button, it opens them up to a little portal. And when I say portal, it's just information. It asks for their business information. They're just going to follow the steps in filling that out. You can do it with them, and then they can get approved, like I said, in as little as 3 minutes after they fill that out. They still have to fill out all that information via, but they don't need to talk to a sales rep or an agent at all if they're going to do it that way. And it's going to tell them what they're approved for. If they don't get approved from the website, then you gather their information, say, look, that's just one of our lenders. It's typically the fastest and easiest way to get things done. However, because you bring in over $10,000 a month, and because you guys have been in business for over 3 months, we have a pool of lenders, and there's a 98% chance we can get you funded somewhere else. This is just the quickest and easiest way, and this bank usually gives the best rates, but there must be something going on with your credit or something like that, so we're going to have to send you to a different lender. And they're going to know right away. If they have bad credit, they're going to pay more for that loan. So just to let you know, on our website, when they go through Fundbox, those are going to be the best rates for business loans, and people that are going to qualify for those types of loans are going to, they're basically, they're businesses that have not, they don't need to have perfect credit or anything like that, but somewhere in the vicinity of 620 or higher, and are bringing in over $10,000 a month, they can get approved through Fundbox. If their credit is real bad, or they already have multiple cash advances out and they need money, that's when we have to send them to different lenders and different banks because of their situation. We can still get the deals done, but it's not going to be as quick, and the rates aren't going to be as good. So we're going to have to shop it around and do a little bit of work on those deals. And so every situation is different when you're talking about business loans. So I wanted to go over that information, okay, with you guys, so you understand, again, when you walk into a business, or when you're approaching a business, however you're approaching them, so you guys could answer some questions about the processing. So we're the only company in the country that we can do the cash discount program without doing a lease. Now, Jessica, is she doing the cash discount program? Is she doing the cash discount program with, and let's see if Jessica's still with us. She's not. Okay, so she's not on a cash discount program, so that's good. So your best bet is to, and it sounds like that you have some rapport with her, so you can just say that, hey, I spoke with one of my partners, and on your equipment, we can actually get you out of that equipment lease. Did you notice, Jessica, does she have what type of terminal does she have? Does she have one of those white big terminals that looks like it might be one of those terminals we were talking about, or was it a little machine? What type of machine does she have? Did it look like the terminals that are on our website now, which would be a Clover? And the Clover units, Jessica, are the ones they look like an iPad, and they have little white things. Sometimes they have a big white thing that they can pick up and run it through, and it has like a big white iPad. So those are Clover systems, which a lot of people are getting into those Clovers, and those are the ones we can reprogram. So she doesn't have a Clover. Okay, so in that case, then we would just send her a brand new piece of equipment, get her out of the lease, so she can just basically, hey, listen, I talked to my partner, just to let you know, we can get you out of that 1-year lease, and the lease is only on your equipment. As far as your processing, you can always switch over your processing anytime you want, because all we do is get you a new number. And I know it's a real pain because you just did this, but since you can save so much money with the cash discount program, then it makes sense to. Okay, she was interested in the Adello one. The Adello one. Okay. We can get her any type of equipment she wants. So whatever she's interested in, then we can get her that type of equipment. And then if she's interested in a certain type of equipment, that's great. But when you said that she's interested in the Adello one, why didn't she get that with the other company? Is what we want to find out. In other words, if she had equipment that she liked, but she couldn't get it with them, I'm just curious to why she didn't get that equipment in the first place. But if she's not happy with her processing and she just signed a 1-year lease, then that's a good time to be able to talk to her and get her on the phone with myself or Matt or Marcus to be able to get her what she actually wants and what's actually going to save her the most amount of money. You have to understand, like we talked about before, all of these business service companies have, all they do is they have their one little service, and it might be a really good salesman who goes in there and convinces somebody to switch into something that they really don't want or need. And that's where the difference between us is, that we're going to go in there and find out what they want and what their needs are. And so they're going to be in business for, hopefully the rest of their, careers, or whatever they're, however long they want to. So that's the way that I always approach this. We say, look, you got started with this business, and you want to have everything working the way that you want it to work and what's going to best fit the business needs. And so, okay, she said get with her next time I come in. She wanted to do some research on them first. Research on Adello, or research on who? And we're probably Well, probably best to do this over the phone. But basically, we want to find out who she wants to do. Okay. Oh, the POS system. Okay. Well, we can help her do that. We can show her all the POS systems that are going to work best for her. I don't know what she's referring to. There's a lot of different POS systems, but we can probably show her some pictures of the POS systems that are going to work best for her in her situation. And, this is what's crazy is that she just signed a 1-year lease on equipment she doesn't even want, and she doesn't have a cash discount program. So these business owners know that they didn't get talked to by people who actually are interested in helping them with their business. And when you guys go in, that's exactly the reason she's talking to you, is because she still wants help with her situation. But now there's going to be a trust barrier to come over because of what just happened with this other company. So that's why I always go in and say, look, we're here to help you with your business, no matter what is going on with it. On your processing solution, for example, we're small business owners too. We know exactly what it's like to not, get what you need. What we want to do is talk to you about eliminating your fees and getting the right equipment for you for the long term of your business. We want to be with you throughout your business to help you grow. We have other solutions that we can talk to you about as well that can definitely help your business. But for a starting point, we obviously want to get you the right equipment, and we want to make sure that you're processing at the right rates, so you'll never need to worry again about switching over or getting worried. So as far as her doing research on different POS systems, Jess, we can probably explain the different POS systems and the benefits of the different POS systems. Matt is really good with knowing about every POS system ever. So if there's a certain one that you mentioned, we can talk to Matt about that particular unit. I'm not familiar with it, but we can definitely get her what she wants, and we can get rid of the lease she has now, get her with the right piece of equipment, and we might even be able to get rid of her old lease and get her in a new lease, right? Or we just get her, give her the equipment. So we can't give away all the equipment. If there's a specific type of unit that is expensive that she likes for a certain reason, we're not going to be able to give it away to her, unfortunately. But we do have equipment that we can get to her for free. That's nice equipment. It just might not be that unit. So I don't know what that unit is, and I'll have to do a little bit more research. But that's why you want to get her on the phone with us and just schedule a time for her to speak with Matt or Marcus or myself to be able to figure out, what equipment she actually needs. Okay. But I wanted to go over that stuff with you today. I wanted you guys to have a good understanding of, the loans and the processing solutions. And this week, like we talked about just yesterday, we had 2 deals close that were real simple ones. And they were just agents that went out, talked to a business. They were interested in eliminating their fees. All they did was walk in and, talk to the business owner about it and build rapport with them, and then get them on the phone with us. And then they were real simple, fast deals. 20-25 minutes was all it took for us to get them switched over. Okay. So I want you guys to keep in mind of how simple this is, because we're giving you guys a lot of information on a lot of different services. We want you to be loaded with information, but we don't want you to be, have so much information that it starts to get confusing in your mind as to how this whole thing works, because it's actually fairly simple. If you get a business owner who's interested in eliminating their fees or saving money, again, on chiropractors and doctors, Wendy's program is amazing. We want to get flyers out to you. That's event marketing, where we're going to set events up for the doctors, speaking engagements, and we're going to teach them how to get new clients from doing that. So it's a really amazing. Hi, Anita. How you doing? Good. Okay. So yeah, and I think Anita actually is the one who sent in one of these deals that we got done with Matt and with Marcus. So all she did was approach a local business and then get them on the phone with us, and then we were able to handle the situations that we need to get handled. So again, the system works. It's very easy to use, and we want you guys to use the tools that you have. Also, when you're doing this online, it's a little bit more difficult because we're not right there in front of the business owner. We just need to get them on the phone. So if we're going to use a form or get them to fill something out online, we're going to obviously have to narrow it down to using, using something that, so when you're doing it that way and you're developing leads online, like Brandon and Jess do when they build funnels, not every lead that comes in is going to be a perfect scenario. So, and that's okay, because even if it's one a week that comes in through a funnel, or two a week, that's one or two new deals coming in every week. And that's going to build the residual portfolio and get you set up the way that you want it to. So for the long term of, bringing in money. So once it gets tweaked, even though it's harder to get set up in the beginning, once we tweak those little forms or those funnels to bring in good, consistent leads, we're going to be able to get those people on a monthly basis. Your residual money will grow. And depending on what we sell them, big upfront money on loans. So we're going to have webinars, Jess, as you know, with me, you, Brandon, and a couple people at my company specific to, the best ways to market the Facebook ads and things like that. Because I know that you've had some success with that, especially when we start putting money into those funnels, which we're going to talk about, over the course of the next couple of weeks. We're going to be working more closely on that. And we're going to be then teaching these other agents how to do that. So we want to be able to have different ways for people to do this, whether they go out or whether they do it on the internet. Either way, reaching out to these business owners, we want to make sure that everybody has an opportunity to make money with the program. Okay. I know, I'm excited too. So I'm glad that you guys have a little bit more information now on how to approach these businesses. We're excited to be able to offer as many services as we do, but we don't want to complicate things too much by telling you. I mean, we have even more services that we haven't even got into with you guys, because we don't want you to get confused and to overwhelm you with the amount of services that are going on, when the simplest way to get our foot in the door is, of course, talking to people about money or about saving money. So that's why we want to start with that, to get our foot in the door before we go into all these different things, especially when it gets real technical on website stuff and how that all works. So how the website stuff works and how, the SEO works. We want to teach you guys how to talk to people about that in the reputation management software. So that's why, we want to show you exactly how it works on the computer, so you guys understand it and you guys understand the benefit to the business owners. Reputation management is a big and upcoming thing that all businesses now need, because the ratings mean everything to the business. That's why we offer that service. It is very needed, but a lot of business owners don't understand it. And so that's why it's important that you get them on the phone with us. But we're going to talk to them about that software when you bring them in the door anyways, after we get their processing set up or get them a loan. We're going to talk about, look, we're also going to look over your website. We're going to take a look at, are you on the 50 top biggest business directories and social media sites? If not, you're going to need to be, because without being on the first page of Google and without being on this software, you're not going to survive as a business. Everybody has to move into the digital era in order to stay in business and to flourish and grow. So we can do that for you. We can fix up your website, get you set up with a new nice website, and put you on this reputation management software that's going to increase your listings on the internet overall and start to move you up the rankings, and also get you reviews. We're going to send out an SMS text message and an email to every single one of your new customers or clients. And that way your rankings start to go up and your ratings start to go up. When people look you up and they see a bunch of 5-star ratings, that's, of course, how you're going to start to get more traffic on Google, when people look up your business service in their area. And I always explain that, Google is the biggest phone book in the world. So obviously you need to be in it. And you need to look good when people look you up. And when they look up your service, you need to appear. And that's how you're going to get a lot more business in the door. So, we do go into all that information with them. And business owners know that they need that stuff. And they know that for all the business owners that don't have it, they're very well aware that they need it. So same thing with mobile applications. These are all services that are very beneficial. And every business owner's hot buttons are going to be different. And we can teach you as well how to find out what a business owner's hot button is. We can have webinars on how to talk to business owners and to find out what's going to work best for their business, and talk to you guys and do webinars where we teach you very specific things like that. So that's why on this webinar, I just wanted to, go over really the business loans and the processing, to break it down to its simplest form. Now that you guys are starting to see how business owners react to you, you can now, next time you go into a business, you're armed with information, which is, hey, it doesn't really matter what your situation is. We can get you out of the lease that you're in, and we can also get you, free equipment, and we can eliminate your fees. So the reason that we're able to do that is we have a software company. Okay, so we're not just a credit card processing company, but we have a software company as well. So that's why we're able to get you, this free equipment or reprogram the equipment that you have, even the Clover system, because we have software to reprogram the equipment that you have. And we obviously want to get you set up with the cash discount program to eliminate your fees. Okay, so that's what I wanted to go over with you guys today. And it looks like the link didn't go out. So Alan, may I call you this afternoon? I have a few questions. I actually have a bunch of meetings today, but tomorrow you can probably give me a call. I might be available for a minute tomorrow. But Marcus is pretty much the one who's handling everything to do with any questions that anybody has, just because I have a really busy schedule to get things set up properly with the company. That's why we put Marcus in place. But I might be able to answer a few questions for you tomorrow if you give me a call tomorrow. But right after I get off this webinar, I have a meeting at 11 o'clock, which is in 19 minutes. And then I have a meeting at 2 o'clock after I eat lunch. And this is my Saturday, which is supposed to be a day off. But I do want to speak with you and everybody. Believe me, it's just that I have to use my time efficiently these days. But if you call me tomorrow, I can talk to you briefly and answer any questions that you might have. Okay? So that's pretty much it for today. I look forward to talking to you guys Wednesday, and we should have some more information for you guys in your back offices and start to put these videos in place. And Jessica, we still need to spend a little bit of time together to talk about how we're going to do things on Facebook and moving forward on these different solutions that you and Brandon are going to be working with us on. So I'll also be talking to you, okay? All right, bye-bye.